Ivory was only 11, but she could feel it. Something wasn't right, she told her friend Vera. Everywhere she went, kids were always looking down, swiping, tapping, and always zoning out with their faces glued to a screen. They had tablets, computers, handheld games, or always on their phones. Even her best friend Bryn didn't talk much anymore. After school, they'd sit at the park or on the front steps, but no one spoke. No one talked anymore, and no one paid attention to anything. Just the sound of buzzing notifications and fingers tapping. The noise was too much to bear. It made Ivory's heart feel heavy. One sunny afternoon, with birds chirping and flowers blooming all around them, Ivory stood up suddenly. "Okay," she said, brushing off her jeans. "I'm starting a new challenge." Head slowly lifted. "Are you okay?" asked Emmy. Bryn squinted. "A challenge?" Zoe lowered her tablet. Gilbert pulled out an earbud, and Emmy looked up with curiosity. Everyone looked at Ivory like she had just suggested climbing a mountain. "Yes," Ivory said with a determined smile. 3 days a week, no phones, no games, no tablets, no TV. She held up 3 fingers like it was a secret code. Just people. Real stuff. Zoe and Vera crossed their arms and asked, what would we even do?" "I don't know," Ivory said. "Talk, laugh, learn from each other. Spend time with your grandma, walk your dog, play cards with your little brother. Trade skills, tell stories, be kind, be present in the moments." She looked at each of them. "We need to remember who we are when we're not plugged in. We've forgotten how to just be us. And maybe, just maybe, if we love better, listen more, and care harder, this whole world might get a little brighter." There was silence. Then Gilbert said, "I bake cookies with my grandpa every Sunday. I could share some." Henry said, "I could help trade Pokemon cards." Owen said, "I could help identify rocks and help others find them." Emmy perked up. "I could walk shelter dogs." Macy added, "I love writing letters. I bet people in the nursing home would love one." Soon Owen and Tova joined in. They talked about learning guitar, helping neighbors with groceries, finding rocks, building birdhouses, and even planting a kindness garden. Ideas buzzed louder than their phones ever did. They made a plan. Each would spend 3 days a week, off screens. They'd meet in person, do something good, and share what they learned. The first off-screen challenge had launched. The day was more magical than anything on a screen. They all felt so free. They played board games in the park, painted rocks with happy messages, and even handed out water bottles to people in the park. Owen told jokes. Bryn brought her dog. Zoe brought her camera to capture all the memories. And Ivory brought hope. They laughed harder than they had in months. They noticed little things, the sound of leaves in the wind, the way Everett's laugh snorted at the end. They saw each other again. And it didn't stop there. Each of them invited 3 new people. Soon their whole school had off-screen circles. Then another school. Then another town quickly started following suit. Kids across the country started baking, helping, hugging, listening, and connecting. Anger and hate didn't stand a chance against that kind of love. Even the grown-ups noticed the changes and started mimicking their children. A year later, Ivory stood in the center of a giant park filled with kids and families, music and laughter echoing absolutely everywhere. She looked around and smiled. And it all began with one girl, one voice, and one powerful question that Tova and Regan asked her. What if every country did the off-screen challenge as well?